Yeah, cut. You're supposed to be New Cap, not Batman.
Hey Falcon Winter Soldier fans, thanks so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chris. What a freaking bloody ending for episode 4 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I thought we were living large as Marvel fans when Marvel went ahead and released an hour-long loop of the Zemo dance. Not just that, the full uncut Zemo dance that they didn't show last time around. I was like, oh, they're just gonna be full of surprises. My eyes were popping out of my head at the end of this episode. So what I'm going to do here for you guys is giving you my breakdown of Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 4, pointing out Easter eggs you might have missed, little details here and there, really just my overall reaction to this episode, because I'm sure a lot of y'all have something to say about this episode. Be sure to let me know your thoughts down below. Alright, so jumping into this episode, we start off with a flashback 6 years ago to Wakanda when Bucky Barnes, or currently known then as the White Wolf, was trying to be washed away of all the mind control involving the Winter Soldier. I gotta say, this was honestly a very well done and heartbreaking scene for the character of Bucky Barnes. That's one thing I'm loving about these Disney Plus shows, is that they're able to bring just so much more character development and appreciation of certain characters that we just didn't always have the time for in movies. But in this flashback, the Dora Milaje are going ahead and testing out the code words to trigger the Winter Soldier, only to come and realize he's finally been flushed out of the full control of Hydra, becoming a free man for the first time and able to enjoy his life, and just the tears that come with it. Boy, I'm a man. Cutting to present day, where we encounter again a member of the Dora Milaje, AO, talking to Bucky about how could you do this to our people? You are working with a man who has killed one of our leaders, T'Chaka, after everything Wakanda did for you, giving you a new arm, rebuilding your mind. Bucky does his best to explain, and the Dora Milaje allow him an 8-hour window for him to do what he needs to with Zemo before they come after him. Now, I was kind of surprised when Bucky went back to Sam and Zemo and immediately let them know that, yeah, Wakanda's after you guys. We got about a couple of hours. We need to get this job done. I felt like this was going to be a secret he held to himself. But Bucky continues to be a team player. As the episode continues on here, we see some investigating from the trio where they're trying to find out more information and come in contact with Karli. This is kind of the part where Bucky really should have not let known to the trio that Wakanda is coming for Zemo, because that caused him to start withholding some information to be able to not just be a tool that the team uses and then gives him up whenever they need to. But cutting away from that, we're treated to a conversation between Karli and another member of the Flag Smashers. Now, when I first saw this, I was like, why are we giving so much dedicated time to this guy speaking on screen, only to find out this guy's gonna be pretty vital to this episode come by the end of it? But it's a reveal of how many super soldier serums are left, and currently in Karli's possession, she holds 7 of them. Meeting back up with the trio, we see that they've been once again followed or tracked down by new Captain America and Battlestar, having to team up for the mission. Now, right here is where the show really did another great job of showing you the differences between new Captain America and how Sam Wilson will most likely take up the shield and portray Captain America whenever his time comes. Sam obviously wanting to take the non-violent route, trying to reason with her, talk things out before more blood is shed, is really a Steve Rogers move. Not only that, they make it make sense within the Sam Wilson character, doing a callback to what his job was before he ever met Captain America, and that was sort of a counselor helping out a group of soldiers dealing with trauma once they return to the real world. Only until then, John Walker's frustration and pent-up anger gets the best of him, going in to take Karli down. In this chase, we see that Zemo gets the upper hand and is able to catch up with Karli, not only actually getting a hit on her, shooting her right in the stomach, but able to set his sights on the rest of the super soldier serum. You could just see on Zemo's eyes, he's like, oh, this is basically his
Turkish delight.
And he starts destroying away, as his MO, to get rid of as many super soldiers as possible. That is, until John Walker steps into frame, of course seeing that there is 1 dose of super soldier serum left, saving it off for himself. This is an eventuality we all saw coming, that eventually John Walker would get his hands on some super soldier serum, just because he feels so incompetent as his version of Captain America. Just feels like there's so much more he could be doing and he's not reaching his full potential, that he feels he's just missing that serum to be the Captain America he needs to be. And only again more differentiates from Sam Wilson when he's later asked by Zemo if he would ever take on the super soldier serum, and he says no. Something that I'm really glad they they went ahead and put forward that Sam has no desire to become a super soldier. He's perfectly fine with the abilities he was already gifted with. Meeting back at headquarters, John Walker and Battlestar come to collect Zemo and turn him in, only for the Dora Milaje to step in. I honestly thought they were not going to be coming in till the very end of this episode, so it was kind of awesome to see them pop in, and just also the pure joy I get out of just watching them kick Battlestar and John Walker's butt, only made sweeter by the fact that Sam and Bucky were just standing back for a while watching it go down. Really smart inclusion to have them included in. Some of the jaw-dropping moments within this fight is one, how they quickly know how to disarm the Winter Soldier Bucky in this fight. Like, it makes sense. The arm is Wakanda technology. Of course, they would know the secret methods to disarm him if he ever became a threat again. But I also love whenever Bucky put the arm back on, he did the famous Bucky arm swing that he did in Captain America Winter Soldier. He tends to do this whenever his arm gets reset, just like when Black Widow went ahead and electrocuted the arm and had to reset it. He went ahead and did that same move. But the other standout from this fight is, again, just how frustrated and defeated John Walker gets with him saying the words, they weren't even super soldiers, which is true. The Dora Milaje are not super powered beings. They don't have any secret abilities as far as the MCU version. They're just regular humans that are trained for combat. It leads to a great scene between John Walker and Battlestar, where it really is the final straw that John Walker is debating whether he should even take the serum out of fear to what it might do to him, because he understands the serum, although it does make you a lot stronger, it amplifies the person you are inside, where he even mentions all the medals of honor he's earned and the stuff he did in the army wasn't really stuff to be honored by. But Battlestar counters by saying that if we did have that serum, imagine how many more lives we could have saved, most likely meaning their fellow soldiers in action. This was also the scene that really solidified to me that Battlestar really was never a villain to begin with. Of course, we were all kind of being rubbed the wrong way on John Walker's Captain America because it always seemed something fishy about him, but Battlestar, to me, in this episode, really let me know he didn't have a second agenda. He really wasn't a guy trying to do wrong or get his hands on the super soldier serum. He just kind of happened to be partnered up with the wrong guy. You kind of see that when earlier in the episode he agrees with Sam on the way to take the person down, and even looking back at all his actions throughout the previous episodes, he's even questioned John Walker when his actions seem unnecessary, really only making what happens to his character in this episode so much more heartbreaking. But before we get to that, we see that Karli was obviously moved by the speech Sam had and the connection he was trying to build with her, as she goes ahead and contacts Sam's sister, who we met earlier in the season, asking her to pass along a message to meet up with Sam so she can see if he'd be willing to join their movement. That conversation doesn't really last long, as they come to find out John Walker is in the area coming for the Flag Smashers, putting them on the offense. And that's when the episode had my heart racing to max capacity, because this is the first mission we get where John Walker is full super soldier. We get a hint of that beginning off to when John Walker puts his head out into the hallway, and now with his super hearing is able to try and pinpoint where some movement is coming from. Even more confirmed when he's able to bend a bar of steel, even scaring off one of the Flag Smashers, Bucky, knowing right away that this man has gone super soldier, and that is not a good thing. In these fights they have, I also like how they're bringing out knives, which was like a very common thing that the Winter Soldier used to fight with in Captain America Winter Soldier. And it was even something that really annoyed Steve Rogers' Captain America. If you remember in the Winter Soldier, there's a part where Bucky takes out knives and he rolls his eyes and he's like, really, knives? John Walker having the same type of expression, like, really, more knives? All this action was going pretty great until Karli delivers the killing blow to Battlestar, ending his life. My God, I gotta say, one thing about the Falcon and Winter Soldier is that this show gets dark sometimes and tries to get away with more than what they can do in the movies. But here, I gotta admit, even though I was not a fan of the team up between John Walker and Battlestar, looking back at the character of Battlestar and knowing he really wasn't a bad guy to begin with, just like I said, a man put on the wrong team battling for the wrong side, it's really heartbreaking to see this man die as someone who was just trying his hardest, trying to make a difference. It really sucks that this guy got caught in the crossfire, but you can tell John Walker did make a connection affection to this guy. He considered him a friend. He did care for him. You pair that up with the super soldier serum inside him, now amplifying the more evil sides of him, his anger issues, his frustration, his instincts as a soldier to kill. You knew as soon as he got his hands on any of the Flag Smashers, they were not gonna live to say anymore. Heck, I thought they were gonna go ahead and have him kill the entire room of Flag Smashers right here, but instead we get something a little more timely in our society, and that is where someone of a police status goes ahead and takes down a civilian with excessive force, abusing their power. Not only that, using the shield to crush this guy's head repeatedly as people surround and record him. It is really an iconic and bloody moment for the episode, seeing him stand back up with that shield covered in blood, so symbolic to the way his Cap America is, because this is something Steve Rogers would never do. Even if you go back and someone had killed Bucky or Sam Wilson in action, Steve Rogers would still not brutally take this person down in broad daylight in front of civilians. He would arrest the person and prosecute them the right way. I think there's going to be a lot of repercussions for this action. For one, obviously the US government is not going to love this image, especially with this type of event happening outside of their jurisdiction. Come the next episode, I think they're immediately going to denounce him as the new Cap America, sort of strip him away from his shield, but I don't think that's going to take away from the personal vendetta John Walker has set out on. He probably still wants to redeem himself and go after these Flag Smashers in hopes that the government would return the shield to him and his place as Cap America. It could even go further where the US government goes and turns to Sam and says, look, you know what? We made a mistake with this guy. We need you to go get him and turn him in. Because that's one thing I think the show is definitely building towards, is a showdown between Captain America and Sam Wilson for that shield. But again, I gotta repeat, that was one of the big brutal endings for Falcon and Winter Soldier. I had my jaw to the ground going, what the heck just happened? I want this guy taken to justice. And it's crazy to think we have 2 episodes left. So that means next week is gonna be one of the last episodes. I was kind of surprised this episode didn't have a post-credit scene, since with WandaVision, the last 3 episodes did have a post-credit scene. Along with that, it's also said that episode 5 is gonna have some sort of big cameo. I don't even want to speculate to what that is, because I'll just disappoint myself, but hopefully we get a post-credit scene come next time around. I want to hear from you guys. What did you think of episode 4? How do you think they're going to handle this John Walker kill? Is the US government going to cover it up? Are they going to denounce him as Cap America? Do you want to see the epic showdown between New Cap and Sam Wilson? I want to hear from you guys. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.